Aloha from Hawaii. Gosh, I can't believe it's September 11th again. 18 years since the tragic events that forever defined September 11th unfolded. On this day, I find myself reflecting on one story that's only stood out in my mind from that time, and for some reason, I feel like it's worth sharing with you today. And you may have heard this story as it came out of, I think, a Tony Robbins seminar, but the story goes that there was a woman attending this seminar over here in Hawaii, ironically enough, and she was there and had just had a life-changing experience happen. The man she was dating had proposed to her, and she turned him down. Now, the reason she turned him down was not because she was not in love with him. The reason she turned him down was because the man she had been dating before, who she was engaged to, had been murdered. And she was afraid that something horrible would happen, that she would get hurt again, so on and so forth, so she told the guy no. As she's attending the seminar, she has this epiphany that she does love him, that she does want to be with him, that she can't live her life in fear and holding back over what could happen or the what ifs. So 10 o'clock at night, whatever it is, in Hawaii, she calls her boyfriend, fiance, the guy back in New York. So he's, 6 hours ahead. Tells him that she's had a change of heart, she's really reflected, she realizes how much he means to her, how much she loves him, and how she wants to spend the rest of her life with him. And that if he'll still have her, she will marry him. And she goes to bed. The next morning, she wakes up to his voicemail. And she hears him and he says, "You have made me so happy and you've made me the happiest and luckiest man alive. It's all I've ever wanted is to marry you, and I love you so much, but I'm so sorry I can't marry you." He said, "There's been a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center and I'm trapped on the top floor and we're gonna die. I hate to do this to you again, but I want you to make sure you go on and live and not to allow this event to define you, but choose to love and live beyond this." She shows up at the seminar that day as the events of the day are unfolding and plays the message and shares it with everyone. And I may have changed a few of the words, so it's not an exact translation, but the messaging is about the same. The reason this particular story has always stood out with me is it's such an important message about remembering that tomorrow is not guaranteed, that all we are truly gifted with is right now. So often we live our lives holding back from following our heart, honoring what's inside of us because of fear of what could happen or what might happen. Life is going to happen no matter what. We can't avoid that. But all that we can really truly control is what we do with right now. If you've watched my TED Talk, you've heard me share this message over and over again about how we choose to live is how we choose to honor. And why we're remembering today of the lives that were lost and how our world was forever changed, perhaps we can also ask of ourselves, how can we honor? How can we not just honor those who are lost, but how can we honor all those we've lost? How can we live today and honor them? How can we make sure we live today not in fear, but from a place of love? So, for what it's worth, on this September 11th over here in Hawaii, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to this message. And aloha from Hawaii.